Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the second episode of the StLaurent Experience. This is the weekly Monday show where we talk about the latest and greatest inside of pop culture. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button on this video as it helps this video get noticed by new people, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as it also helps YouTube recommend the channel to more film fans here on YouTube. Now, going into the week of Thanksgiving, I was not expecting a lot of big news because it's usually kind of a dead zone Thanksgiving and Christmas week, but we actually got some really cool news to talk about, and we're going to start off with some Superman legacy casting. The big two is Skylar Gisondo from Santa Clarita Diet, The Quarry, Righteous Gemstones, among several other things, has been cast as Jimmy Olsen. Now, this is a casting people have been wanting since this kid came onto the scene as an actor. He looks exactly like classic comic book Jimmy Olsen, and I'm so glad James Gunn listened and cast him in the role. I'm sure he crushed the audition. He just looks like he has that aw geez Lois kind of energy to him, and plus, you know, in things like The Quarry, he's got a little bit more of an edge to him, so maybe we could see a little bit edgier Jimmy Olsen and not just the aw shucks, 60s and 50s version. And I also like this because it feels like it's been a while since we got a classic Jimmy Olsen feel. I like Jimmy Olsen a lot on Supergirl, played by Mehcad Brooks, but it was very much a different Jimmy Olsen. And same with Batman v Superman. He was an unnamed character that gets killed off in like 2 seconds, so that was kind of lame, but we're finally getting classic Jimmy Olsen in Superman Legacy, played by Skylar Gisondo. Can't wait to see it. Joining him in the film as Lex Luthor, one of the big villains of the film, none other than Nicholas Hoult, one of the best actors working today. Of course, he has been a superhero before. He was Beast in the X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, so he went 50% there, and he was never the problem with those later X-Men films. He's also great in things like Renfield lately. He's got a Hulu show that I hear is fairly good. He's just great anytime he pops up in anything. He was really good in The Menu last year around this time, and he's great anytime he pops up, and he's been auditioning for these superhero roles for a long time. He auditioned for Robert Pattinson's Batman, didn't get it. He apparently, auditioned for David Cornsweet's Superman, didn't get it, but funny enough, they liked him, and now he's going to be Lex Luthor. It's kind of like Tom Hiddleston auditioned for Thor, they liked him, and asked him to do Loki instead, and that's kind of the same situation Nicholas Hoult finds himself in. A lot of people thought he might get cast as James Gunn's Batman, but no, he is cast as Lex Luthor, which gives me hope we're going to get Jensen Ackles as Batman. Let's go, James Gunn. Give me some Jensen Batman. That's what the people want. That's what the people need. It's the hero we deserve. But back to Nicholas Hoult. This excites the hell out of me. I think he's just, especially in The Menu, he's got that kind of like snobby, I'm better than you attitude, and I can't wait to see him do that as Lex Luthor. And there was like a fan art someone made of him with the bald head. It looked so good. I just can't wait to see him and Cornsweet going back and forth, and I hope we get to see him in the mech suit. I don't know if maybe because I guarantee this is like a 10-year deal that Nicholas Holt's going to be signing to play Lex Luthor, because I bet he shows up in other DC things as well, just like he does in the comics. So maybe we won't see him in the mech suit in this film, because if rumors are to be believed, Brainiac is the main villain for this, so maybe he doesn't have a huge role, but pops up in other, places inside the DCEU. Nonetheless, Superman Legacy looks to have an incredible cast so far, and we will keep reporting on them, like we're the Daily Planet here on the StLaurent Experience. The next news is not superhero related, but it is action related. We are getting a new Bourne movie, a new Jason Bourne movie. My God, that's Jason Bourne. Jesus, that's Jason Bourne. Cheese and rice. That's Jason Bourne. Now, there's no really plot details about this or anything like that. It's rumored that they're going to ask Matt Damon to return, but I don't know how I feel about that, because I am someone that likes every Bourne film. The first three are obviously the best ones. The Runner one was solid, and I thought the last one, Jason Bourne, was pretty good as well, but action movies have kind of evolved since then. We have things like Bullet Train, John Wick, that kind of stuff, and I feel like Bourne could fit in that. I just don't know if Matt Damon's the guy to do it. Matt Damon's one of my favorite actors. I think he's had an incredible year with stuff like Air and Oppenheimer, but I think those are the roles he's better suited for now in this later part of his career. He's still relatively young, but he's older. I mean, so is Keanu, I guess, but I just don't see him, doing like crazy action and stuff like that, which is what I think action films almost have to be to not go to streaming nowadays. I feel like it's got to be like crazy John Wick style action. I just don't know if Matt Damon's the guy to do it, but I'm down to watch. Like, if Matt Damon's Jason Bourne again, I'm watching. If he's not Jason Bourne again, I'm watching. Like, either way, I'm going to be watching this film, and I can't wait for more details to come out about this, because I did enjoy that last one. I know some people didn't, but I personally really dug it. So we'll have to wait and see on more Bourne updates. The next one, speaking of franchises that just keep coming back, Karate Kid is getting another round at the dojo, and this time it's kind of like Karate Kid No Way Home, because Ralph Macchio is coming back. Of course, he's been playing his famous character, Daniel LaRusso, on Cobra Kai for quite a few years now. But that show's ending with its next season, and then this movie, which I'd assume takes place after Cobra Kai, it's going to be like Daniel's next adventure, and joining him is Jackie Chan's character from the Karate Kid reboot that took place in 2011, so it seems like they're acknowledging both universes. They're bringing them together No Way Home style, and we're going to have maybe like both of these guys training like the next big Karate Kid. They're doing this crazy countrywide, worldwide casting search, which is cool. And I'm curious to see what happens with that. I'm very curious about this movie because, like, it doesn't seem like anyone else from Cobra Kai is going to be involved. Like, the creators of Cobra Kai aren't involved. It doesn't look like William Zabka is going to be around. I don't know. Maybe he will be. Maybe he'll just have, like, a small role. But either way, I'm intrigued about this because I love Jackie Chan. But man, oh man, the last movie I saw him in on Netflix, Hidden Strike, sucked. It's my least favorite movie of the year. It's horrible. So, like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I want this to be good because Cobra Kai is really good, but I'm nervous at the same time that, Ralph Macchio is the only one in the whole Cobra Kai process that's coming over to this so far. But let's keep our, fingers crossed that it's gonna be good. Now, the big news for this week is some MCU updates. The first one is that it looks like Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk will all be getting season 2s, and I really like that news because I hate the idea of these Marvel shows just having one season. I really enjoyed Moon Knight until the final episode. It kind of changed tones in that final episode, and now that they're allowed to do TVMA stuff like Echo, Moon Knight Season 2 should be TVMA, and that just makes me all the more excited for it. It looks like we are moving forward with Kang, so Rama Tut as the main villain for Moon Knight Season 2 just makes sense. It makes it feel like must-watch MCU stuff, which should be what Moon Knight is, because Moon Knight's one of the best characters in Marvel Comics, and his TV show should be appreciated more. Miss Marvel Season 2 makes sense. Everyone loved her in the Marvels, whether you liked the movie or not, you loved her, and it looks, maybe we could get that farthering the setup of Young Avengers, and I really liked Miss Marvel Season 1. It's my favorite MCU show outside of Loki, so I'm down for Season 2 for sure, more of her family dynamic for sure, so that one's exciting. She-Hulk Season 2 is interesting, because I don't know many people that loved that show. I liked a lot of it, and I disliked a lot of it at the same time. Like, I thought there was really good stuff and some really bad stuff, but it also makes sense, they are trying to get different people involved in watching the MCU, and She-Hulk's like a, legal comedy, and there's a niche for that. So fans of, like, sitcoms are going to watch that show and then get interested in the rest of the MCU, or at least that's the strategy, and, maybe Mark Ruffalo could get more involved. We'll have to see how the Hulk side of the MCU looks after things like Thunderbolts and Captain America 4 with the Red Hulk and Abomination of it all. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm excited actually about all of these prospects, probably with Miss Marvel being top, then Moon Knight, then She-Hulk. Then the last story for this week is Sam Raimi is being looked at to direct Avengers Secret Wars. Now, similar to She-Hulk, there's things about that I really like, and things about that I really don't like, because Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors. He's directed some of my all-time favorite films, like The Evil Dead, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, of course. But then, his first foray into the MCU was Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which I don't hate. There's some really cool stuff in it, like the musical fight. That was awesome. The Illuminati stuff was pretty cool. The performances were good. But I don't know, there was just something missing from that film. I don't know what it was. It just felt off. Like, it didn't feel like as big as it should have. And I just don't know if he should be the one directing Secret Wars. Like, if you're going to choose a director that's directed other Marvel stuff, why not do, like, Ryan Coogler? He's used to having big ensemble casts in the Black Panther films. Why not have him in the Secret Wars chair? Like, that'd be something that would get me excited more. Not that I want to be excited and looking forward to it if Sam Raimi gets the job. It just, there's other choices I would definitely make a call to first, and maybe they have made those calls and they just don't want to do it. I don't know anyone in the biz, at least at that level. So if Sam Raimi directs Secret Wars, does that excite you? Does that make you nervous? How do you feel about that? And how do you feel about the rest of the news this week? The Jason Bournes, the Karate Kids, the Superman Legacies, the other MCU shows getting season 2s. How does this all make you feel? Let's talk about it down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as we keep growing towards 300 subscribers. I will have a video out on Wednesday, and then I'm going to have, I don't know, well, there's not really any movies coming out the next 2 weeks, so we might have some weird, funky content coming our way for the next 2 weeks, but I hope you guys enjoy it as I enjoy making it for you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys right here next time.